My name is Sarah from Pause Forward Dog Training, and in this video I'm going to talk about healing. So Ruby's about halfway through her e-collar board and train, and her healing is pretty good. So I wanted to make this video to kind of show you how to get there with your dog and how to maintain this type of healing when you're walking with your dog. So you can see here with Ruby that I have the leash wrapped around my waist and it's loose. So there's no tension on the leash unless Ruby is in the wrong spot. And that's very important. You see a lot of people kind of holding their dogs back with the leash and kind of teaching them that when they pull on that leash that they're going to get where they want to go, right? And this is the opposite of what we want our dogs to learn. We want them healing in relation to our body. So we want their collar parallel to that thigh that they're beside. So you're going to see a line here in a second that's going to run straight across from my thigh, straight out. And this is the line, the imaginary line that you're going to use with your dogs when you're healing. And if they cross that line, this is where you're going to correct instead of waiting. So you're going to see her make a little mistake here, right there. And that actually happened so fast that I wasn't even able to do anything. She kind of realized that she was too far and self-corrected, which is a really, really great sign that the dogs understand exactly what's expected of them. And here I'm slowing down. You can see she slows down right with me, staying behind that imaginary line. But this imaginary line is important because we want the dogs healing in relation to our body. And if she gets ahead of that line, she can no longer see me, right? And she's going to be relying on the leash to show her where to be, which we don't want her to do. We want her to rely to walk in relation to our bodies instead of relying on that feeling of the leash, right? So we're totally taking the leash out of it and just teaching the dog to walk beside us, right? This also allows the leash to never get tight, right? The leash is never going to be tight because you can see it hanging down there if I'm correcting as soon as she crosses that red line. So how I start out with this is I'll wait for them to cross in front of the line, tap, tap, tap the collar, and actually pull them back with the leash until they're back behind that line. And then I stop tapping. So they kind of figure out that anytime they travel in front of that line, that imaginary line, that they're going to feel that collar pressure. So you're going to see her make another mistake here. And again, this was too fast for me to even do anything. Just goes slightly in front and then she kind of dips right back on her own. And that's exactly what we want to see. But if she hadn't to realize that, that's where the e-collar is going to come in. I'm going to tap, tap, tap the e-collar. I'm going to pull her back into that position with the leash and then stop tapping and release the leash when she's back beside me. And then once they get pretty good at this, you can actually, they'll either just self-correct like Ruby's doing here, or you can just tap the e-collar a couple of times and they'll kind of fall back into that healing pattern again.